world changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's
Welcome to the Red Pill Sports and Entertainment Show. I am your host, Albert Apache, and as usual, brought to you by Open Source Self-Defense, Fitness, and Grappling. Okay, everybody, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. What I'm going to go over today is the NFL playoff wildcard weekend and going with my picks. So, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Particularly if you disagree with any of my picks or my reasoning, or you think you could have come up with a better way of deducing who your picks were going to be, that would be outstanding. So, playoff picture for 2022, the wild card. We are going to focus on the AFC first. So with the AFC playoff picture wild card weekend, I want to look at the Bengals and the Raiders first. We're going to go from top to bottom in my picks. So Bengals. Well, before we go into that, let me explain to you how I made my picks. So I took into consideration 4 different things. Number 1 was which head coach did I think was a better head coach. Number 2, which quarterback had the better touchdown to interception ratio and better QBR. Then I looked at the last 4 games of the season for each team, what their record was. And then the most telling statistic, in my opinion, is a points per game differential. So what the points per game differential is essentially, it's how many points did the offense score versus how many points did the defense give up. So if you take the average points per game and you subtract the average points per game allowed, you get the point game differential. So let's start off with the Bengals and the Raiders. So here I have the Bengals with the better head coach. Zach Taylor, I think, is the better head coach. He's young. He's turned around the Bengals in 3 years. Going 2-14, then 4-11, and now to 10-7. Okay, he finally had Joe Burrow the entire year this year. Last year they lost him. I want to say it was week 9, maybe 10. I can't remember exactly, but it was a few games in. They were maybe possibly going to challenge for a wild card, and they lost their quarterback, and it just didn't come together for them. The Raiders head coach, I just think being thrown into the head coaching role in the manner that he was, I think that, I don't care what anybody says, that's a little bit of discongruity, makes it tough. And then I just think, knowing that he was also the assistant head coach under Jason Garrett, I don't think he got a whole lot of let's say growth from Jason Garrett. So Bengals, I have their head coach as being better. Quarterback wise, I absolutely love Carr, but I have to go with Joe Burrow based on the TD to interception ratio and the rating. I mean, he has just been better this season. And so I got to go with Joe Burrow. The last 4 games, this is where the Raiders shine. They have actually gone 4-0 in their last 4 games, and the Bengals have gone 3-1. Now here is the telling statistic about each team's season. The Bengals are a +5 in points per game differential, and the Raiders are a negative 3.8. So that means that goes with the Bengals. So that's 3 boxes for the Bengals versus 1 box for the Raiders. And that means that essentially I have to go with the Bengals here for the win. Next, let's look at the Chiefs and the Steelers. So with the Chiefs and Steelers, I think that essentially there's not a whole lot here. This should be, on paper, this is a domination by the Chiefs. I think the coaching goes to the Chiefs. Quarterback right now, currently, I mean, how are you going to say that the Chiefs do not have the better quarterback in this situation? The last 4 games, they've gone 3-1. Both teams have gone 3-1. That being said, in their head-to-head game, the Chiefs won. And points per game differential, again, this tells the story of each team's season. Plus 6.8 for the Chiefs, negative 3.2 for the Steelers. So the Steelers really should not be in this game. This should be an easy win for the Chiefs by the numbers. Really the only thing that we cannot factor in that we don't know, but I feel like the Chiefs will come out ready for the game, is if they were to underestimate the Steelers and not come and put their best foot forward. All right, and that leaves the Bills and the Pats, which to me, by far, is the most interesting game. Coaching here, have to go with the Patriots. I mean, getting into the playoffs with the rookie quarterback, it really says a lot, as well as the fact that Bill Belichick, of course, has all those Super Bowls. So I just don't think that, you can't go with Bill Belichick here. The QB was close, but Josh Allen, he has a slightly better TD to interception ratio. Now, that being said, I really like Mac Jones. I love the way he's developed through the year. Watched him play early on, watched games in the middle, and watched games at the end of the season. And I just really feel that he's developed very nicely, very quickly. He's making better and smarter decisions with the football. All that being said, again, going by the numbers, I'm going to trust what the numbers say. That means that got to go with Josh Allen for the quarterback. Now, that being said, the record also tells a story here. Okay, the last 4 games, the Bills have gone 4-0, while the Pats have gone 1-3. If you're Bill Belichick, you cannot have a lot of confidence going into this wild card weekend, knowing that your team has essentially been in playoff mode for the last 4 games and has gone 1-3 and eked, in my opinion, into the playoffs, right? Kind of limping into the playoffs. Now, this is also this points per game differential is going to tell us a little bit about the team, right? I think that if the Pats had an easier wild card weekend game, maybe facing the Steelers or maybe facing the Raiders, they would have a shot to win because their point per game differential is actually plus 9.4. So that's a pretty good points per game differential. However, the Bills actually have an 11.4 points per game differential for the season. So got to go ahead and give that to the Bills, even though it's just a couple of points. Going by the numbers, again, this is going to be a win by the Bills. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this particular video, and I'll do the NFC in another video. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And Remember, please like, subscribe, comment down below whether you agree, you disagree. Remember, we're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark by the 4th of July. I would really appreciate you helping me out by, sharing the content, liking the content, subscribing. All right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time, be practical, be purposeful, get fit with a purpose, guys.
But there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me tooed. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system. And now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight. It's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird.